Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Hugo, and today we're going to see what's going to be the best stocks for this week. We're going also to do a market analysis on the SP500s, as well on the Bitcoin and on my portfolio. So stay around. Before we start the video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Only 6.2% of my viewers are subscribers, so don't forget to smash that button. So let's get back to the video. So we're going to start the week with LTC. Let's not make confusion with the crypto LTC. This LTC.US, which you can find on eToro. They are a healthcare REIT. I do also have another REIT, healthcare REIT on my portfolio, which is the WPMPW, I think. And this one has a dividend yield of 6.72%. They pay monthly, which is quite good, and they are undervalued and 60.1%. The ex-dividend date is going to be on the 20th of October. So I don't know if you're going to have the 2 to 3 days. Usually I give 3 days to eToro to process. So I don't know if we have time to buy this stock, but it's a good stock to have on your watch list for the next month, or even you can buy this month and you may not receive the dividends, but you're going to receive the dividends for the next month for sure. So the financial health is the G. They have more assets than liabilities, with around 85 million in assets and around 35 million in liabilities. So in terms of health, they are quite good. And the market sentiment, we have a hold. In terms of future growth, we have a 6% of future growth, which is good. Having in consideration that they already grow in the past few days, as you can see in the graph, they are still a good opportunity to buy, and at least until December, probably then the market may have a correction more towards the end of the year. January and February usually are months where we can get some stocks in the dip. But this one I think is going to grow for the next upcoming days, and there's still a good opportunity to buy because they are still undervalued in 60%. The ticker PBA, Pembina Pipeline Corp, is one of the stocks that I have on my portfolio. They have a dividend yield of 5.94%, and they also pay monthly. They are undervalued in 20.8%, and the ex-dividend date is going to be on the 22nd of October, so we still have plenty of time to buy it, if you buy today, of course. So don't stretch too much those days. It's better to buy it now. And the financial health, it's a B, because they have more liabilities than assets, around 1.6 billion of liabilities and around 1.1 million in assets. In terms of market sentiment, we still have a buy, and the future growth is around 16.6%. And this was one of the reasons why I bought this, because we have an undervalue of around 20%, and the future growth is around 16%. Bear in mind that the energy stock had a big growth during this week because of crude has increased as well. So oil had increased the value, therefore all energy sector have a big increase as well. So now let's have a look into the markets and to the BTC. Bear in mind that I've changed this a little bit, so if you like, please leave a comment there if you want me to proceed this way, or if you don't, leave a comment anyway. So the SP500 may rise in around 1.79% for the next upcoming weeks. The pivot table, which is going to be here around the $4,438. We're going to see some long positions above the $4,438, which we may be targeting for the $4,500 or the $4,050, which may be an extension for the next resistance here. But I'll be counting more for this resistance than the $45,050. As an alternative scenario, we may be looking for the $44,038, but we have here two supports at the $43.86, and below that the $4,333. But this is in last case scenario, and the MACD is showing exactly the opposite. At the moment on the RSI, we are below the 9 days moving average. So I do think this may go up for the next resistance around the $4,500 or the $4,048. But don't consider much this. Probably the next week we're going to achieve these targets. having in consideration that we are below minimum 9 days average, and also we have the MACD with a bullish tendency. Regarding the Bitcoin, we're going to get a similar movement as we have on the SP500. We're going to target for the $63,588. If you don't want to be so conservative, we may be targeting for the 64,000. Otherwise, the 63 may be a good target. At the moment, we are at the 61,000. We have the pivot at the 59,000, and we have two supports, really big, good supports at the 57,966 and the 56,000 as well. Therefore, we may be rising around 200 to 300 pips in the next upcoming week. We still have a bullish market, as we can see here on the MACD, although we're starting to trying to have here a trend shift, but probably is going to do exactly the same thing that we have here, and then it's going to go up again. On the RSI, we are still below at the 9 days movement average, so this has all the tendency to go up, and we may reach the target of the 63,000 to be conservative, which is going to be the next resistance. So if you're trying to look to copy my trades, you can do it by going to eToro and search my nickname, which is going to be Kenite. So as you can see, my portfolio had a return of around 37% in the past 12 months, and we're still going up for the next upcoming months, I hope. At the moment, we already reached my target, which was around the 20% for this year. Actually, we did reach the target before, but the September month was quite awful, and we went down a lot, and there was a big market correction. So I'm targeting for this year around the 25%, maybe in last case scenario, the 20% is for certain. And don't forget to click on the button All Open Trades so you can get more returns from your investment. So one of the changes that I've done as well was trying to give you more information regarding the top gainers and the top losers on my portfolio. So if you like more this way, please leave a comment so I can get some feedback if this is a better choice for you. So regarding my portfolio performance on the 7-day return, the US market had a return of 1.1% and my portfolio of a return of 1.3%. My portfolio in terms of profits since inception had a growth of 14.3%, and in the last 12 months had a return of 37.09%, which already mentioned on the copy trade. So the top gainers for this week, we have Amazon with a growth of 3.31%, International Consolidated Line with a growth of 3.18%, Bitcoin with a growth of 2.30%, and this is one of the changes that I've done here, which before I wasn't showing any performance regarding crypto, and now I'm showing. If this is good for you, let me know on the comments. In terms of the Bitcoin, we had a growth of 2.30%, ADA a growth of 2.04%, and BP with a growth of 1.6%. So the top losers, it's gold with a decrease of 1.57%. So actually this is one of the ETFs that I'm trying to sell to get rid of, because the past performance is being really awful, and people is not investing in gold, they are investing in Bitcoin, and I want to do some shift here, and I want to sell this gold as soon as possible. In terms of the ticker ARR, they had a decrease of around 1.28%, which I've done as well some averaging. Facebook, the same thing, with a decrease of 1.15%. Unilever had a decrease of 0.59%. and GlaxoSmithKline with a decrease of 0.53%, and this is due to the British market went down a bit because of some COVID results that had increased a lot in the past week. In terms of other performance indicators, we have the payments of AGNC. We didn't have new acquisitions. In terms of open orders, we still have Unilever, TQILD, Intel, FB, and Com. These are all stocks that went down during this week around -5%, so that's why I'm doing some average on them. In terms of closing orders, we have EVA with a profit of 6.59%, so this actually was one of the stocks that I was trying to do some swing trade. As soon as I reached the 5%, I got rid of it. The same thing is going to Com, but Com is not performing so well. Let's see what's going to be on the next upcoming months, and if I I'm going to do some cut losses. But I do think that I'm not going to need to sell off those stocks since they are undervalued around 70% and they have a growth estimation of around 20%. In terms of averaging, I've done during this week the PFF, QILD, PBA, and DIV, and the top pairs is still AMZA. The top dividend yield is still QILD with 11.8%, and the portfolio is still undervalued 49.1%. So we have here a reduction from 50% to 49%. This is due to the stocks increase. Therefore, my portfolio future growth had a decrease from 9.9%, which was the past week, to 7.7%, which is this week future growth. In terms of stock with high volatility, still main, and lowest volatility, still Unilever. So now let's have a look of all these actions in the spreadsheet, which you can copy and start to do some simulation to see how much you're going to gain per month. So if you are seeing the spreadsheet for the first time, here is where you're going to put your total investment, and here is the percentage that I have on my portfolio regarding the stocks that I have. So for this week, we had the payment of AMZA, as you can see here, and this all payments already been done during this month. Here you can check what is the stock with the highest dividend yields, and you can check how much you can gain for each stock per month and per year. For a total investment of 5,000, of course, more you invest, more you're going to gain. In terms of the portfolio exposure, we have the balance of around 2.4%. We have in Chinese stocks of around 4.8%, in crypto 4.8%, UK 9.5%. In terms of the US stocks, around 57.1%, and ETFs around 31.4%. In terms of growth stocks, we have the 24.5%, which is in terms of growth stocks, I intend to reach around the average of 35%, and we had an increase here from the growth stocks to dividends from 74 from last week to 75.6%. And this is due to some stocks that I bought, like Bambina Pipelines and other stocks which have higher dividend yield. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy these tips. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like. Once again, leave a comment if you want to see anything else on this video, and I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. So thank you, cheers, and see you next week.